introduce myself. I'm Katie Curry. I'm the principal of Tahoe. And I welcome you tonight. I'm really glad to see families, students, and community people here tonight. This is a closure. School closures are really hard topic to talk about. But this is our chance to ask questions and to share our concerns and be heard. We have many ears in the room to hear our concerns, so feel free to share. Since it's such an emotional topic, we're going to try to stay on an even keel if we can, because we want to get our message out there clearly. Just a little bit of housekeeping. Everybody who's been here knows the front two bathrooms up front. Put the chair in it before you leave, because they automatically lock. I've never been able to get it fixed. And there's one more male bathroom here. If you have children and you want to put them in child care, that's down room 22. And you can head that way if you need to. If not, you see me around asking for any questions. Tonight, our facilitator for this meeting is Teresa Cummings, and I'm going to introduce her. She's going to be doing the introduction for tonight and be facilitating all of our questions and concerns. Thanks very much. Teresa.
Thanks, Carrie. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming. My name is Teresa Cummings. I'm the Interim Chief Accountability Officer for the Sacramento City Unified School District. On behalf of the Superintendent Raymond, and Board of Education, I'd like to welcome you and thank you for being here and thank you for taking time out to come and meet with us today. I would like to acknowledge Superintendent Raymond and Board President Jeff Cuneo in the back. Thank you for coming. I would like to begin with stating that nobody wants to close schools. We know that these are very difficult decisions and they're very personal. And because we know this conversation can be emotional and hard, I'll be asking for your assistance tonight in ensuring that we are respectful of one another. First, I'd like to begin tonight with a brief overview of the district's financial situation. We will discuss why right-sizing the district is so important, the consequences of not taking action, and what you can expect during this process. There will be a lot of information provided to you tonight, so we have pamphlets in the back for you. If you have not grabbed one, you can grab one on the way out. So this chart shows, I'm going to take this out, sorry. This chart shows, it's from the California Department of Education. It shows how the Sacramento City Unified School District enrollment has declined. Between 2001 and 2012, we have lost 5,479 students. That's equivalent to 160 classrooms. Reasons for the decline include aging homes and folks moving out to the suburbs for newer homes, recession, foreclosure crisis that I know has hit the Tahoe and Colonial Heights and Fruitridge Manor neighborhoods hard. It could be noted that it is not just our district, but it's the whole state of California that has seen a reduction in the number of school-aged children due to a lower birth rate as well as a reduction in newcomers moving here. This slide shows Tahoe Elementary's enrollment history. It goes all the way back to 1996, and in 2001, Tahoe hit a high of 476 kids. This year, we were at 315. That's a loss of 161 students, or an enrollment loss of 33%. Beyond the loss, you can see Tahoe has been under-enrolled compared to its current capacity for the past 2 decades. As I said, nobody wants to close schools. Here we have a comparison to San Juan Unified School District and Elk Grove Unified School District. San Juan is comparable in the number of students, but they have less students, 13 less elementary schools. In Elk Grove, they have more students, 14,000 more students than we do, but they still have less elementary schools. We have too many elementary schools that are filled with far less than what their capacity can hold. And we're in a fiscal situation where we need to match the number of schools we have to the number of students we serve. Over the past 5 years alone, I'm sure you have seen staff disappear from our school sites. We have lost custodians, we've lost assistant principals, counselors, maintenance staff, bus drivers, adult education, nurses. All of these positions and personnel are essential to a high-quality education for our children. We've seen a decade of cuts because of declining enrollment, state cuts caused by the recession and the loss of federal funds. Our district has had to face 10 years of budget deficit. This year alone, we cut $28 million, and we're forced to cut what you see above. We have run out of places to cut. Here we have a chart that dramatically illustrates the severity of cuts over the 11 years. Since 2002, we have reduced our spending by $216 million because of cuts to our funding. Despite years of cutting, we're expecting another significant deficit. If we close the 11 chronically underutilized schools, we will save approximately $2.5 million. If we do not close these schools, we will still have to come up with the $2.5 million and more. So let's take a look at what we already cut. This is what we've already had to cut, to slash $146 million from our schools. Further cuts to people and services will damage our ability to provide a high-quality education to every student on every campus. We've heard people ask, what about Prop 30? Prop 30 was supposed to save our schools. Prop 30 allowed us to continue with flat funding. If Prop 30 wouldn't have passed, we would have had to take a $15 million mid-year cut. We would have had to close school 2 weeks early. So although we are really happy that Prop 30 passed, it did not fix our fiscal situation. People also asked about Measure Q and R, the bond measures that we voted for and passed. Measure Q and R funds cannot balance our budget. They will, however, be able to help upgrade our facilities, and those funds will be used to upgrade and repair your children's new school and the middle and high schools they will eventually attend. So how did your school get on the list? This is about the district's fiscal situation and budget. No one wants school districts to have to make this decision, but we have to. If we don't deliver a balanced budget, the state will take us over. So since we are forced to make this decision based on our financial reality that we have dwindling funds and lower enrollment, we used fiscal criteria in determining which schools should be closed. This is not a judgment on your school. This is not a judgment on your principal. This is not a judgment on your teacher. We know that you love your school, you love your teachers, and you love your principal. And that's great. That's what we want. but we currently have a reality where we have too many elementary schools. The district looked at capacity and used a formula that I'll explain in a moment to create a list of the most underutilized facilities. Some schools were removed from the list for 2 reasons. One of the reasons was if a school was being closed higher, then the school that was receiving the students was taken off, and then priority schools were removed. Actually, can you go back, please, Natalie? Thank you so much. Here we have the process for determining school capacity. The method we used for determining capacity was to count all teachable spaces. Teachable spaces are classrooms and portables, solid classrooms and portables that were built to educate children in. Now, because of the reduction of enrollment, some of those teachable spaces are utilized for child development, PE, and various other preps, parent resource rooms, staff rooms. Those are counted. The libraries were taken out of the tally, and we calculated capacity by using current class size limits or contract class size limits. We did back out our special ed because we have a lower class size for our special ed students. We use the same criteria to determine capacity for all of our elementary and K-8 schools. I want to reiterate this. The same formula was utilized for every elementary and K-8 school in the district. We felt it was the only fair way. We had to utilize the same yardstick for every site. So we took the enrollment and we divided it by the teachable spaces. So here's Tahoe Elementary's capacity. You have a max capacity of 788. Currently you have 315 students for a 40% capacity. What is your child's new school? We have identified 2 new home schools for students based on your attendance, residence, Father Keith B. Kinney and Mark Twain. You do have the option for open enrollment. If you would like to learn more about open enrollment, you can go on our website. We have a pamphlet in the back for you. You can grab on your way out. We will open enrollment. You do have to do an online application, and if you don't have access at home, you can utilize computers here at the school, or you have the Colonial Heights Library that has computers on 21st Ave and Stockton. Open enrollment is an opportunity for Tahoe families to apply for spots in schools beyond your neighborhood and apply to seats in specialty programs. Students from schools that are recommended for closure will be given priority during the open enrollment period, which begins February 19th and lasts through March 8th. We are offering walk-in open enrollment registration on March 6th, 7th, and 8th at the district office in the Open Enrollment Center. It's 5601 47th Avenue. If there is more applicants than available seats, students will be placed on a waiting list for their preference school and attend the new neighborhood school. Students who have siblings at their choice school also receive priority. I would like to reiterate, through the open enrollment process, you will be receiving priority to your first choice. For more information, like I said, you can go on our website, www.scusd.edu, or we do have a pamphlet in the back that you can grab on the way out if you were not able to grab it. One of the biggest concerns that we have heard from parents is safety. I want to mention that safety is our #1 priority. The safety of your children is our #1 priority. We are currently working with our Sac City Unified School District Safe Schools Office, City Traffic and Engineering Department, and the City of Sacramento Police. station. We are working to find safe routes. All sites will have a safe routes assembly for their children and will be provided safe route maps for their kids to their new home schools. We are studying traffic patterns and projections, and we're working with our partners to mitigate any challenges. For families going to Mark Twain, we will be adding a crossing guard, and we're working with the City of Sacramento to put in loading and unloading zones at the site. We are also working with the city to identify safe routes for getting to both Mark Twain and Father Buchanan. So what are some of the benefits that your child will receive by attending a larger site? You will see a reduction in the number of split classrooms. Larger schools have more funding for additional staff. So there's more funding for resource teachers and support for your students. With the split classes, from a teaching perspective, it's very helpful because you have one grade level and one curriculum that you have to focus on. And that really helps for increasing the high quality of education for our students. With more staff have more peers to collaborate. So if I'm a 5th grade teacher and I'm struggling trying to teach a specific content or a specific discipline, specific area, concept, then I can go to my peer right on campus and we can talk and communicate and collaborate, which also leads to higher academic achievement. With fewer campuses to paint and clean and repair and patrol, we will be able to provide healthier, safer sites for our children. And with larger parent communities, we'll be able to provide more opportunities for parents and more helping hands for our students. So the next steps. We will have board discussion on February 7th. Our Board of Education meetings are at the Service Center. The Service Center is right off of Stockton and 47th Avenue, right behind the Pep Boys. We will continue to have community meetings at all of our 11 sites until February 19th, and then board action is scheduled for February 21st. Following board action, we will be putting together new committees, and community input is really important. If school closures do move forward, we'll be appointing a 7-11 committee to make detailed and thorough recommendations regarding the reuse and repurposing of closed facilities. I know that is very important for the community. District and school transition teams will be created to work closely with staff and parents to mitigate any challenges and make sure everyone is taken care of during this process. The areas these teams will be focusing on are transportation and safety, supporting families, enrollment support, and school culture. As I said previously, I know there's a lot of information that has been given to you right now verbally. So in the back, there are packets if you want more information, you want to take it home. We are going to take public comment. I know many of you have come tonight to make comments about the decisions, and we want to make sure that we give as many people as possible an opportunity to be heard. In your comments and questions, we hope to hear feedback from you on how we can best support your children and families during this process. To ensure that we respect each other's time and opinions, we are asking for a few ground rules. There are microphones on both sides of the room. Please line up behind one of them if you would like to make a comment. We will alternate between them. Please hold your applause. If you need a Spanish language interpreter, please line up on your left, your left. And then if you need a Hmong interpreter, please line up on your right. We ask that you limit your comments to 2 minutes. We do have a timekeeper, and there will be a time so that you know when you're coming close to your 2 minutes. Please allow everyone an opportunity to speak tonight before making another comment. For those of you who don't wish to speak aloud but would still like to leave a comment, in the back we do have comment cards. Please feel free to fill one out, or if you've made a comment and then you think of something else, you can use the comment cards in the back. We'll allow you to provide your feedback in writing. Please print clearly and write your name. If there's any questions about data in the report that I have just presented to you, we'll do our best to answer the questions. We will not be able to answer all questions, but you see the 2 ladies in front will be writing down all of your feedback, comments, and questions, and we will be responding to them prior to board action on February 21st. We also have provided frequently asked questions. If you haven't grabbed one, please grab one on your way out. And finally, we will be ending tonight's meeting by 9 p.m. It is a school night, and we want to be respectful of everyone's time, especially the children's. So those of you who want to come up and make a comment, provide feedback, please come up, and we can begin over here.
I'd like you to address a couple of issues that I have. First is I disagree with some of your methodology for selecting schools to close, and not by the way you mentioned. I think that's one way of doing it. I think your way is a bit incomplete. I think the longer-term view needs to be taken as far as the facilities that are offered in the different schools. For example, Tahoe has a very complete list of educational facilities, and one of which is very obvious tonight, is this kind of audio setup that we have, a fully functional stage, music room that may or may not be used right now because of the lack of funding. There's a fully functional library, which is not fully used either because of, again, the lack of money for librarians. As far as the condition of these facilities, they're no worse, I imagine, than any other facility. You've had to put off a lot of maintenance. And then one last issue I have is that Tahoe Elementary has brought its performance up in the past year or two, and yet it's being closed. And I know you mentioned the reason, but this is a good performing school, and I think you might want to take that kind of thing into your considerations as to what school to close. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Maya, and I go to here, but I'm a 6th grader, so anything that happens to this school doesn't truly affect me. This is just my thoughts on basic right and wrong. I'm pretty sure you know what you're thinking. Oh, a little kid about to tell me that you can't close my school because it's a wonderful place, blah, 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 blah. But I'm not going to. What I am going to say is that it doesn't make sense in the slightest. Many of the kids that go to here don't exactly have the best grades or track records, but that doesn't stop the teachers from trying to help them. A number of years ago, my school's CST scores were 492. Last year, they were 754. That's an improvement of 262. When you have something that works, why would you take it apart and spread it around? No, you take it together. You keep it together. My school is something that works. Ms. Curry came in here about 13 years ago and said, we need to fix this place up. Instead of just a school, make it a place that teaches kids to want to be great. And you know what she did? Exactly that. Some of my favorite people from the school are already gone. People like Ms. Joyce, who taught me to love to read, or Ms. Garcia, who was like a mother at school, Ms. Winnell, who taught with an iron fist and a loving smile, and Mr. Harden, who inspired me to want to be great. They have gone to other schools, bit by bit, screw by screw, but nevertheless, we've covered the holes they have left with people like Mr. Winiger, who is willing to help direct a school play. Mr. Roscoe, who was up for going from teaching third graders to teaching 5th and 6th graders. Miss Westenbarger, who truly cares about children. All of these people work together to bring Tahoe out of program improvement, and we are getting there. We've made so much improvement. However, if you close Tahoe now, you're stopping one of the biggest projects in the district when it is so close to the finish line. There are certain mistakes that you only know were mistakes when looking back, but closing Tahoe is not one of those. I, along with everyone else here, can tell you right now that closing Tahoe is a mistake, and a huge one at that. And about the priority schools, you're saying that, oh, they need special help and stuff. Our school is priority. We have plenty of families that are special needs and have low income. And see, Mark Twain and Father B. Keith McKinney are in the middle of Oak Park, and it's pretty dangerous. So Tahoe, it's just out of there, and we don't have all of those safety issues where walking down the street, someone might come and snatch you. It's a lot safer here, and we're still close enough that tons of kids that come to this school walk every day. Thank you.
The other day, our teacher, Mr. Roscoe, helped us make a list of reasons to keep Tahoe open. Once we had them, we separated them into 2 groups, fact and opinion. Most were opinion, but some were facts. Most of the opinions were things like it's a great school, or we like it here, and even things like it just doesn't make sense. But the one me and my cousin agreed the most was that we thought of this school like a second home. We spent 6 hours a day, 5 days a week, here with the teachers, our friends, and sometimes even family like me and my cousin.
On the facts list, one thing that was there was that for some kids, Tahoe is in walking distance, and it is convenient for some families because they can drive their child to school and not have any problem. If this school is closed down, it may be a problem for some families to get their child to school. That is, if there are no buses. And for kids who walk to school, it may take longer for them to get to school. Also, this school has been the school of my 2 brothers. Her sister and now us and our younger sisters are older. Siblings enjoy coming back to see where they learned for 7 years, and we want to do that too. Come back and see the school where we learned at for 7 years.
Also, not only our school will be shut down, but 11 grade schools will be shut down. Thank you.
Hi, I'm a 6th grader here. My name is Tommy, and I just want to say I've been through this school. Is a really great school. I've had fun times here with some of my old teachers like Miss Garcia, Miss Westenbarger, and more. I just want to have the rest of, like, the 1st graders have great times, and you guys want to close this school down. You guys are going by numbers, not the way like cafeteria or playground. The Mark Twain barely has a campus. You could walk straight in. Ours is big enough, and then they almost share like a school with high schoolers. High schoolers walk past every time. We have a cafeteria, and Mark Twain, their cafeteria is small, and just think about how many times you'll have lunch and just more things, and you guys were just going by numbers, and it was really frustrating. And then families that came here, we want families that came here have kids that come here too, and just for more generations, we want kids to come here and say, oh yeah, my mother, dad came here too. And yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, I am a deputy from this school, and I don't want this school to shut down because I had experience with a lot of teachers that helped me, like Miss Marshall, Miss Bautista, Miss Joyce, Miss Roscoe, Miss Westonberg, and Miss Shaw. And I'm hoping to be in Miss Westonberg's class, but I don't want this school to shut down because when I was in kindergarten, I was sad I could graduate from this school. And my brothers and most of my aunts and my family have been going to the school, and they don't want them to be shut down because it's the biggest one, it's safer, and because if we go to my train, it's far for me to go over there because it's over there by Oak Park where it's doing this. And they don't even have buses or nothing, and this school have a cafeteria, a smart board, and everything that costs a lot of money. And we just don't want to shut down the school because it has art lab, a computer lab, and a music lab, and I don't think it's right.
Hi, my name is Ray Anna, and I'm a 7th grader, and I went to Tahoe Elementary. I know the safety thing. I've been walking to here since I was in 1st grade. There is nobody that will go and snatch you because it's like a neighborhood where everybody's watching you. There's no way somebody could just snatch you off the street. So, and I know I'm a 7th grader. I'm not going here, but I want to see my sister graduate. She's in 5th grade right now, and I had the experience here of doing everything. We did a lot of activities, going on field trips, going to Old Sac. We did everything with Slide Park, Go Hollow. There's a lot of fun things. It really is fun. I want to see this school go down after it does close. What are you gonna do with it? Go to a parking lot or anything? Because some kids, this is our neighborhood right here. Like there's a park you could go to over the weekend. You could go swimming over the summer, do a bunch of things. I don't want to see it close. Like I know you guys like closure or sort of stuff, but I want to see my sister graduate too. I graduated here. It was fun. We did a lot of fun things. They're memories. We just bring back the past and everything. It's not. I don't want to see it go down. Like I know I don't keep saying that, but most things. But here, you just want to see it all happen. The cafeteria, the teachers had a bunch of kids say they hate it here. No, you can't hate it because they had a lot of memories here. A lot of things you've been doing. A lot of things. A lot of memories. Yeah. What can I say? Oh. And people I would like, and the teachers I would like to thank for helping me get here and come back just to say what I have to say. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Shelley Elizabeth. My daughter's in 2nd grade here. And as far as Tahoe goes, we've been very pleased with the education. Wonderful teachers, great principals, very approachable, and they do so much with so little. There's no doubt that schools need to close. I'm just wondering why you would close a school in a good neighborhood and expect kids to go to a lesser quality neighborhood. I think what you'll have is a lot of parents who have the resource to drive their child to another neighborhood school. They will, and they'll send their kids somewhere in East Sac. And then other parents who might not have cars, their kids won't have any choice, and they'll go to a new school, which I've heard does not have a cafeteria, and they have to, well, like Mark Twain is the new school, they have to go to West Campus, and I don't know how that would work with the high schoolers there, not to mention traffic. West Campus is a high school, there's high school students driving, and lots of other traffic there, and then you're going to have a bunch of elementary school kids, extra ones right there, with Mark Twain growing Tahoe is right by the park. So it seems like kids won't have the opportunity to walk. Also, one of the other schools on the list is Brett Park. I grew up in Curtis Park. That's the school I went to. I was able to walk there. It's really a shame that schools in good neighborhoods are closing. So,
Thank you.
thank you.
We will answer that.
Hi, my name is Rashia, and this school is closing down, which makes me really upset. How like we've been doing a lot of improvement in the school. How like our school committee that we just made has just made a newspaper for the school, so like kids can know more things about the school. Now that like teachers left and classes have been closed and the split classes and the school is closing down, it just makes us kind of upset because it's our last year. And I'm in 5th grade, so I can't graduate. And I've been here since kindergarten. And there has been a lot of teachers who helped me during the way. And then I just want to thank them. And like, I just want to graduate here to spend my time in Tahoe. Tahoe's been a community for me. I've been here and it's been great for me. It's been helping me. I've been learning a lot of things. And it makes me go higher on my test scores. How Tahoe's closing down, it's just kind of like, it's kind of messed up how it is. How it's just closing down because it's one of the 11. Like, we want to make this school not close down. We want to keep it forever. Like, teachers told me that students that were in 5th grade there, they have students that go here and they're like 37 or something. And it's just like, they've been here so their kids should graduate. And it's like, it's a community. Like, no one will get snatched. It's like a perfect school for anybody to go to. They learn, they graduate, and it's been a fun time. Field trips and everything.
Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Michael Madden, and my son's in the 1st grade, and I have a daughter about to turn 4, so she